This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Miami Heat as they go up against the Indiana Pacers at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Last outing for Indiana, unsuccessful, coming away with a loss to Golden State. They got caught flat-footed, lost a game they felt should have been theirs. Looking to turn the page here. Well, last year the Heat went from a team that could get up and down the floor to one of the slower teams in terms of pace. Is this the right tempo for them to play, Kenny?
Well, their core is older, and it makes sense to them to slow it down a little bit, obviously, to make things easier to get into your offense. But second to last in the NBA last season in their pace, I think you have to speed it up somewhat.
Yeah, but what I like about the team, they have a big advantage inside against most teams. And it's easier for them to get more production out of their bigs when they don't force the tempo.
It is time to send it down to Kevin Harlan as we approach tip-off. Thanks for joining us.
Pacers look to take charge. We're going to bring it to you here from Indianapolis, Indiana. And it's back to Miami for the Heat at the conclusion of today's game. They've got to feel like, guys, they have an opportunity to rack up some wins over the next stretch of their schedule. They'll be playing a lot of games in their own building.
And, for the Heat, they've started the season with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. And they had a lot of people with doubt heading into the season. And I tell you what, they are out to prove those folks wrong.
And they're doing it, Greg. I know it's still early, but they've already shown they can compete with the best teams in the league.
So here's Miami's starting group. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. The big men are Bosh and Whiteside. And it's Thomas in at the 3 spot.
No doubt last year a bit of a loss for Paul George. Had to sit out most of it after that gruesome leg injury in the Team USA scrimmage.
There's the bucket. Good. Dragic with it, coming off a solid outing against Charlotte. Outside a screen. Outside Thomas, passed away. Off target from three-point range. On defense, they defeated Charlotte in their last game.
No stress in that one. The game almost looked like a shoot-around for them. Amazing at how well they shot the basketball.
And even more impressive, Greg, considering it was on the road. It's rare that you see a team get that hot away from home.
Here's Bosh. Cannot hit, so Indiana will take it the other way. Moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Yeah, in a game where offensively they were about as inconsistent as you're ever going to see them.
They needed to make a few runs, but it just never happened for them. And when you can't string things together, it's tough sledding. It's a tough way to go.
Now Dragic. George Hill missing on the 3. T-Wade on the wing. He's guarded by Ellis. That's good.
I don't know. Maybe they're still working out the kinks on D because that clearly was a breakdown.
The Pacers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Just about 2 minutes into the game. First quarter of basketball. Ellis can't get that one to fall either.
They've had a cold start so far. Just 1 of 5 from the floor here early.
And it's Dragic off the drive. Bosh can't get it to go.
The defense there got away with a major collapse.
That one rolling around and rims out.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Dragic against the bucket.
Great adjustment to avoid the D. That's hard to stop.
Indiana trailing here. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. In the corner, Miles with it. All alone. A shot's good on the assist by Jordan. And it's the Heat with the ball. They went to Indiana for their last meeting with the Pacers and came out with a win.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
Very satisfying performance, Greg, and one they'll look to repeat tonight. They ended up winning it going away.
great stretch of games here for Wade at the end of a great stretch of games for Wade at the end of last season. I mean, he turned back the clock, if you will, for a while and really helped carry this Heat team.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Yeah, Greg, you know, I remember that stretch with Wade you're talking about. It seems like he finally now feels healthy, Clark, and it shows.
Wade himself said, Kevin, it was the best he felt in a couple of years. Health is such a big factor for him, given how he plays and selectively now likes to attack the rim.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
And Dwayne Wade, as we know, one of the best in the business at blocking shots from that off-guard position. Hard to think of a guard who has had as many swats as Dwayne Wade in the past couple of decades. One of the best ever.
And Miles kicks to George. Shot clock at 6. Here's the teardrop. He lays it in.
Guys, that time you went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
He'd have gone 2 of 6 from the field. I think you're talking about Wade on the blocks. Last season, he climbed up to 6th all-time in blocks caught by an NBA guard.
Amazing. Actually has the most blocks of any player who is his height or shorter in NBA history. Even with his explosiveness waning, his timing and savvy allow him to still be effective blocking shots.
Here is Whiteside. Paul George making his last shot. Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. Feeds it to Bosh. That's it, coming off an assist from Dragic.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play it.
Now Hill, 12 points his last outing. There's a screen. And here's Miles outside. That one's no good. That makes him 1 for 2. Miami's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Wade with it. George picks him up. Thomas, it's a wide open look. Buries the long-range jumper. Thomas got his first 3 points of the game.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
George passes to Miles. Outside Hill. Out to the right wing. 18 feet out. They get it back.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Wade on the wing. And it's Miami with another.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Here is Miles after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. George with no one around. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Dishes to Bosh. Outside Thomas. Dragic with a wide open look. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Dragic has got 5 now.
Well played right there. I mean, there's no question who has the momentum.
Greg, the lead appears to be heading north, if you will.
Now here's Ellis. 17 points for him last game against Golden State.
Boy, was he physical. I mean, in that game, just drawing a lot of contact and getting himself to the line over and over.
Here's Ellis. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game.
Well, he can give as good as he gets.
Gamesmanship going on right here. You've seen it, Greg. You know exactly what's going on right there. He answers right back with that 3 of his own.
Everyone knows about the Paul George injury from last year and how it affected the Pacers. He said almost the entire season, and there was no doubt they missed him.
Yeah, and when George came back, Kevin, the Pacers got hot, but they had to put him on a minutes limit. And it wasn't just George, though. The team as a whole had a lot of injuries during the course of the season.
Here's a peek now at the 2K leaderboard. This year, these teams have made the most of their offensive rebounds. The Heat in 5th.
You know what? Sometimes their missed shots are their best offense. I mean, they attack the glass relentlessly, and those extra possessions can determine the outcome on a lot of nights.
Miami leading by 5.
And, you know, as you said, the Pacers did have problems with injuries. The team roster missed 219 games due to injury. So compare that to the 69 games missed by the Pacers in 2014. Big difference.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Hill and a wide open look here for Ellis. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got his 3rd assist on the night. Heat have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter.
And really, guys, the most telling part of the Pacers' injury troubles was this. Had to use 15 different starting lineups over the course of the season. Just hard to stay consistent and competitive when you are always replacing an injured player in the lineup.
Here's Hill. Heat knocking down the tray. Ellis outside. Picked up by Hill. Miles, that's for 2. Will not go. This is off the front iron. The Heat leading by 6. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Frank Vogel. He's looking to even the score in this season series with a win of their own. He told me they can certainly play better than they did the last time, and said with their defense and shot blocking, they're planning to make matters difficult at that end of the floor. Kevin, let's see if they can lock them up.
Great stuff, Doris. Thanks. That's a mantra we're going to hear, I think, a lot from coaches. Defense first.
You know, we always do, but it really rings true with this group. When they get all 5 guys keyed in at the defensive end, I think they make things very difficult for the opponent.
Yeah, and I think every single possession is going to be a battle in this one. That's what I'm expecting anyway.
And he can't get the first one.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Turner's checked in for Mahinmi. Allen comes in for C.J. Miles. Hill, he's checked in for George. Rodney Stuckey's subbed in for Monte Ellis. He hits the second from the line. As you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Riley Clark kind of molded him in his image.
Yeah, and it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high expectations on his shoulders ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to them.
And let's check out some stats. Here are the numbers for Hill. He's putting up about 14 points a night, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. And his playmaking really stands out, making his teammates better offensively with his terrific passing.
Yeah, he's outstanding at controlling the tempo. I mean, keeps the ball moving and, of course, finds the open man.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw drops for Hill.
And the Miami Heat have finished in the top 2 spots or better in each of the years the Big Three were in town. Last season that changed as they would end up 10th in that Eastern Conference.
The Pacers making a switch here. Young's checked in. Both free throws good from Hill. And for the Heat, once the bullies of the Eastern Conference, they had a lot of trouble keeping up with other Eastern Conference teams.
Kevin, they finished 25-27 against the rest of the conference. Played under 500 against the East at home, which really negated their chances for the playoffs.
Now here's Winslow. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From the line. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Here's Young. The feed to Allen. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Indiana needs to get a shot on it. And Young kicks to Stuckey. It's good. This game is all even. Stuckey's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Miami's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. Here's Chalmers. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Green against Stuckey. Green dishes to Winslow. From deep. Rodney Stuckey pulls it in. And here's Indiana. They're on an 11-3 run right now. Anderson against Young. Turner with a screen on Anderson. Shot off the screen. The shot by Turner no good.
You're not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Here's Chalmers. They shoot again. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throw.
And one thing about Mario Chalmers last season, he really had to play a different role. And it took him some time, Greg, to get used to.
Yeah, anytime your team loses a superstar like LeBron James, other guys get asked to do a little bit more. Mario was asked to be more of an aggressive scorer, a role that isn't so easy to jump into after 6 years of being that 4th or 5th option in the offense.
You know, going back to Mario Chalmers last year, guys, I mean, having to take on more of a scoring role was tough for him. His field goal percentage dropped 50 points from the season before. His three-point percentage dropped even more. His assist numbers were down. Well, I bet you part of that was the fact LeBron was no longer there.
And that one's good.
The entire defense was frozen foot. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
1:44 left to play here in the first. Pass to Green. The rebound by Turner.
And on the topic of Chalmers, you know, he's a complimentary player. He can D up, he can hit the open three. He's been known to hit big shots, a solid finisher, and that is valuable. But when you ask him maybe to do a little too much, then you're not playing to his strength.
Now here's Stuckey. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Missed inside.
We got a narrow edge here in rebounding early on. You wonder how much that'll play going forward.
Yeah, it's a game of inches, and every play counts.
Here's Chalmers. Over to the wing. Now here's Winslow. Not a lot of room, and he gets it to go. And the Heat lead by 1. Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Allen kicks to Turner, 18 feet out. And Winslow pulls it down.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Chalmers with it, and Young picks him up defensively. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Winslow kicks to Chalmers. Beyond the arc. Pacers with the rebound. And the wide open shot from Green. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Now it's a 4-point Heat lead. Now here's Stuckey. And it's in. Wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
Nice shot there without a second to spare.
You know, as a defending team in that situation, it really irks you to give up a shot like that to close out the quarter. You know, oftentimes those end-of-quarter points can be the difference in a ball game.
Hey, talk to Monte Ellis. He says he feeds off his doubters. He loves to hear someone say what he can't do.
I think I had that all my life. I always had to prove somebody wrong, and, you know, still to this day. That's just the competitiveness that I believe my oldest brother built into me when I was little.
And Monte Ellis is still trying to prove people wrong now in Dallas after their quick exit from the playoffs a season ago. Clark, it's been a decade in the league now for this very talented guard.
And, you know, that kind of relentless determination is really something Monte is known for, and one of the reasons he has been around for 10 years in the NBA as a consistently good player and lethal scorer.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
The roof is up right now, guys. It's raining in here. A lot of threes through the first.
Hey, sometimes when it rains, it pours, and they have not let up from beyond the arc.
They've got Hill. Hill is up there with Ellis. Then there's C.J. Miles. And it's George in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Pacers. Hill passes to Ellis. He dishes it to George. To the paint. Here's Hill. It's hauled in by Dwayne Wade. Wade's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And it's Dang in the corner. To the middle. Takes it from 10. And another basket for Miami.
Really good example there of some fine interior passing before that basket.
Pacers trail by 6. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
He just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Outside Thomas. With some art. And he lays it up and in. Thomas got 8 points.
That's a precision shot. You've got to be precise. No room for error on the float.
Outside Hill. George sets a screen for Hill. Kicks it to Hill. Gets some room on the way in, and the bucket's good.
And a big height advantage right there.
You know, it's tough to bring a big man that far away from the goal, but that might be a mismatch they're willing to live with.
Now here's Dang. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Wade, a screen on Hill. It's rebounded by Indiana.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
And Wade sends it back. And they'll keep possession. That's good, and the Heat lead is cut to just 1 on a basket from Hill. The Heat have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Outside Thomas. Dang with the screen for Thomas. On the wing, Dang. That's the 3 fly. Hill pulls it in. Hill's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Ellis. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Hill's got 6 assists now in the game. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Give and take, back and forth, the whole way thus far.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already. First off, look, every year there are all-star game snubs, and perhaps last year Monte Ellis was the big one in the West. Hard to leave him off given the way he played for the Mavs.
Let's now show you the teams that have led the NBA in blocks during the past month. In 4th, the Heat.
You know, shot blocking can sometimes be like a spark plug or an energy injection for the defense. Their home crowd really gets into it when they throw those shots out of there.
The Pacers making a switch here. Mahinmi's checked in. The Heat also changing it up. Whiteside's checked in for Stoudemire. And it's Dragic in for Luol Deng. For Monte not being an all-star, there are a lot of guys that could have made an argument to be there. Monte's was as strong as any.
Yeah, and his own coach said that Monte deserved it more than Dirk, his teammate. Not a shot at Dirk by Carlisle, just Rick expressing how valuable Monte was to the Mavs.
Now here's Dragic. He has 5.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And it's George missing.
Boy, with an open look like that, he is so gifted. Man, you've got to play better defense. Eventually, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, you can see he's still in rhythm, even though he misses that one. Almost always deadly when he's that open.
And here is Hill. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. Ellis kicks to George. Tries again, and Hill finishes inside. Hill's got 5 now. 8 lead changes now, and we're still just in the first half.
You know, both teams showing a lot of resilience, I think. Coming back and coming back, back and forth, back and forth.
Reminds me of a song.
Yeah, Kevin, that's Cameo, to be exact. And I'm not sure I've seen a game with more lead changes this early.
Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Ellis outside. Pick up by Hill. Ellis kicks to Mahinmi. From deep, Miles. And yes, sir, that one drops. And now a 4-point pacing lead.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot. And it's really paid off for them during the run.
Now, here is George. Following the miss by Chris Bosh. And George kicks to Miles. Outside, George. Lets it go from 11. George missing again. The Heat trail by 4. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Bosh, a screen on Ellis. Thomas dishes to Bosh. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Bosh has got 10 points.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
Hill kicks to Ellis. Onside sends it back. And there's going to be a foul. He definitely made contact with the ball, and in doing so also got the body, so we'll see free throws here. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Indiana?
Well, they've come out of that locker room with the hot hand. Those jumpers have been falling for them.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
Monte Ellis has always had a knack for the big shot. When things are on the line, he is a guy that is not afraid to step up.
And Kevin, last season, he had a number of big second halves and fourth quarters for the Mavs. Really took over that primary scoring role from Dirk Nowitzki. Stole a lot of games for them last season.
Yeah, Monte did have a lot of big second halves for the Mavs last season. Seems like at least half a dozen games for them, he would just take over. Started to get looked at as the top go-to guy late.
Bosh, the screen. Here's Wade. Rebound by Mahinmi.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there. And I'm sure he appreciated it.
Now here's Ellis. He's got 10. Shot clock at 5. It's back to Hill. On deep. And it's Miami with the rebound. Whiteside's got 4 rebounds in this game.
And for Monte, it makes sense to go to him late in games. He's so fast that he can create a shot anytime he wants. And very rarely does he not give you a chance to win with just one shot remaining.
Now here's Wade. A 17-point game for him in the win against Charlotte.
And he also looked to attack at the defensive end of the floor. 3 steals in that game.
Indiana's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. There's the pick. Ellis with it. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game. Hill drives in. Off target with the free throw line, Jay. The Heat have gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Wade kicks to Bosh. That falls. Nice speed that time from Dwayne Wade. That's 12 points for Chris Bosh.
Boy, after having a tough time in the first, he's managed to turn it around nicely this quarter.
Ellis, the pass to Hill. He feeds it to Budinger. Pick up by Hill. Budinger dishes to Ellis. From deep, Miles. The shot no good. And it's Miami the other way. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Dragic against Hill. No good from Dragic.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job. He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Thomas kicks to Whiteside. To the inside. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
And now let's take a look at the stats for Thomas. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. First in scoring, first in free throw percentage, and he's in the top 5 in assists per game as well. He sees the floor and makes the game easier for his teammates.
And I tell you what, his scoring abilities are almost otherworldly. I mean, no one's been able to slow him down or even come close.
Just trying to get a break in the action to clear some heads here. I mean, they've gone ice cold, and not a bad idea to give them a little quick breather.
Yeah, they needed the timeout here. Anything to try to get them to forget about the missed shots and get themselves back on track.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. You look at Miami. Here in the early part of the season, they've acquired the 3rd best record in the conference. And, of course, Indiana, 5 games behind.
And I think for Miami, of all the storylines this young season, their success may be the most surprising. This was not a team that was of a splash.
Hey, I wish I could say I saw it coming, but the truth is there was no way to see it coming. Nothing about this team indicated they'd be where they are now. You know, it's really quite amazing when you look at Chase Budinger. I mean, statistically, he was the same player last year as when he was a rookie across every category. Even smaller categories like steals and blocks, almost identical output 5 seasons apart.
And going back to Chase Budinger, a terrific athlete with a plus shooting stroke. He definitely has some talent, but Greg, his inability to play consistent defense and his subpar ball handling have capped his career minutes at around 20 a game.
Yeah, and that's why he was a second-round pick way back when. I mean, scouts knew he was a somewhat talented player, but just not a complete one.
And so Budinger nails both of them. Well, the Pacers, despite all their injuries from last season, were right in the playoff hunt until the very end. Had a chance, in fact, GA, on the last day to sneak in, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, they needed a Brooklyn loss to go along with them winning that last game. Ultimately, though, it wasn't in the cards for them, and they ended a game out of the postseason.
Breaks a big high bounce and goes in. Budinger's got 4 points in the quarter. The Heat trail by 3. Dragic kicks to Anderson. Green against Stuckey. The drive by Green. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
And, you know, the Pacers had made the playoffs in each of the last 4 seasons prior to last year's miss. It's hard for a team that was coming off back-to-back conference finals appearances to stomach that. But with the injuries, they'll be better and back in the playoffs next year, I'm sure.
Here's Budinger after the Heat pick up 2. Clock at 4. Young with no one around. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick. Young's got his first 2 points of the night. Miami's gotten fewer than half of their 3-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9.
And really, it's going to be more of a reload than a rebuild situation for the Pacers. You would have to imagine their goal isn't just to get back to the playoffs, but to get back to being a conference final participant.
Now here's Dragic. He's got 5.
And it was a very public fallout between Goran Dragic and the Suns front office. That was a real tense few weeks there before ultimately he was traded.
Miami shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And he knocks down the first one. Hill, he's checked in for Chase Budinger. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Indiana leading. Young with the ball. Now Green defending. The pass to Hill. Here's the screen. Stuckey tries inside. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. 7 points in the game for Stuckey. And, of course, Dragic was traded to Miami last season. Said he felt betrayed by the Suns front office, which spurred him wanting out of Phoenix in 2004.
Yeah, you know what? We'll never know the whole truth about that situation, but Dragic said they told him one thing with personnel and did something else.
Now here is Hill. He kicks it to Young. .112 left in the first half. Passes it to Turner. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Now, here's Green. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Hornets in Charlotte. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Green's got 4 points this quarter.
Looked like he was channeling Bob Cousy right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble like that?
Left side, Turner. Indiana moving it around. Stuckey up top, headed by Green. Stuckey against Green. Stuckey kicks to Hill. Offline with his 3. The drive by Green. Good defensive work there by Young. Now Stuckey. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Pacers lead by 4. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, thank you. Here with Frank Vogel. And, Coach, you've got to be pleased with that first half. The ball was moving. Your guys were sharing. Things were going well for you. What about it pleased you?
Yeah, the game is simple when you make the extra pass, when you play the right way. We start out playing this way. We got to continue it for 4 quarters.
Thank you, Frank. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. For the Pacers, the first quarter was pretty even. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. They had a nice burst of energy once they got to the second quarter and ended the half holding on to a 4-point lead. And Kenny, what'd you think about what we saw from Indiana?
Well, the reserves really came through when they needed a spark. This is a close game. Any points you can get from your bench are huge. I thought the bench guys came in and inserted themselves like they wanted a starting spot. And that's what you want. Subs who are ready to produce the moment they step on the floor.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Heat?
You know, they didn't play it too safe. They made some really nice shots. Those are some much-needed points, and it keeps them right in the game. As long as they stay on the same page and keep working together, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
Check out the game for Bosch. He has 12 points and a pretty good rebounding performance from him also.
And Clark, he's been terrific in terms of his positioning and boxing out very well also, just battling hard on every possession.
Indiana leading by 4. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the floor for Miami, the big men are Bosch and Whiteside. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. And it's Thomas in at the small forward. 6 to shoot. From deep, George. And it's Miami with the rebound. Bosch has got his third rebound tonight. It's Dragic with the drive. It's hauled in by George. George has got his third rebound tonight. They set the pick on the high post. And it's George again missing. The Heat trail by 4. Wade outside. Now the dish to Thomas. Lets it fly. The shot by Wade, no good. So it's the Pacers now. And it's Ellis penetrating. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark.
That's not how you want to kick off the second half with 3 straight misses.
Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. Whiteside Bosch. That's good. It's his 7th made basket in 14 tries.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Dragic kicks to Bosch. Wade against Ellis. Outside Dragic. Down low. Here's Whiteside. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Boy, last season Hassan Whiteside made a huge splash in the NBA. Big blocks, big rebound totals. But he had some head-scratching moments as well. Missed his share of action due to suspensions.
Okay, gentlemen. 2 shots. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And GA, as you said with Whiteside, his fiery attitude flared up a few times last season, and it hurt his team more than once in Miami.
No doubt, and it's something that he has got to work on. I mean, he's proven that he can be a big-time player in this league, but he can't have the mental lapses that get him tossed from games and hurt his team.
Second free throw, no good. And it's on Whiteside in Miami at the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season. Averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year. And it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he has.
The Pacers have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far. Free throw good, Ellis.
And talking about Whiteside, he isn't completely out of the woods yet. I mean, after a couple of ejections last season, his teammates publicly condemned his actions. They questioned his maturity, challenged him to be more reliable, and for the most part, he was after those incidents.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And you know, the thing about Whiteside, guys, when he's right, he's an unbelievable game changer. Second in the league in blocked shots last season. Also posted the second best field goal percentage. The guy can play if he keeps his head squarely on his neck. Explosive leaping ability.
Oh, that was pretty. And he just has that effortless knack for getting inside.
And guys, how about how fearsome he is at times? I mean, you'd hate to be the guy tasked with guarding him.
From deep, George. Rebound by the Heat.
Frozen. Guy is just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
On the wing, Dwayne Wade. Defended by George. For the lead, and Bosh gets it to go on the assist by Wade. Wade's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. The Pacers have gone 0-4 from the field in the second half, yet to find the mark. There's the screen. Hill kicks to Miles. Stolen by Bosh. And here comes Thomas, leading the fast break. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
For Miami, they have shot 5 of 8 from the foul line.
Just some amazing stats put up by Chris Bosh early in his career. But having been in the shadow of LeBron and D. Wade over the past few seasons, one wonders if Bosh is now a little bit underrated. He's talented and gives you everything you want from the power forward spot.
Now here's Ellis. 12 points for him. Just 5 to shoot. From deep, Miles. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. Miles has got 11.
They get one. Now 1 of 5 here in the 3rd.
We're getting back to Chris Bosh. It's always difficult to reshape your game around a superstar teammate. I mean, just ask Kevin Love last year.
You know, it's such a good point. When you think about Bosh, you know, he isn't the kind of guy who demands special attention. You know, he's not mugging for the press. He's not out there for himself. He just really lets his play speak for itself. And you won't find many bigs who are as versatile as he is. And much underrated, I think, as a pick-and-roll defender.
Let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, guys, I was able to listen in on what Eric Spoelstra was going over with his team in that last huddle. He told the team he wanted their offense to run through Bosh. Coach emphasized getting him as many touches as possible, saying he is going to be one of the guys to carry us the rest of the way. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Well, there have been a few small forwards helping their teams in all sorts of ways, like this group leading the position in rebounding the last 10 games. The 4th spot held by Paul George.
And maybe they're not the biggest or strongest players in the front court, but that hasn't limited their ability to get in there and mix it up and come up with a lot of rebounds night in and night out.
I think you've got to look at their athleticism. I mean, they make up for all the size and bulk they may give away to the post specialists. And really, that's how they're able to compete in there. Athleticism gives them an edge.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. Well, Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
Well, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Hill against Chalmers. Miles dishes to Mahinmi. On the clock. Pass to Miles. And the shot is good. Dropping in off the front of the rim. Miles has got it all tied up now for the Pacers.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. Only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year.
That was a smart pass by Wade that time.
The Pacers have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvements. Hill kicks to Ellis. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got his 7th assist here tonight. The Heat have gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. Whiteside, a screen on George. Thomas passes to Whiteside. Whiteside, a screen. Chalmers dishes to Bosh. And it's good. Bosh has got 6 here in this quarter.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
You're right, Clark. Just continue to pound it in the paint and get those easy points inside.
And, of course, Chris Bosh has been such a prolific scorer and rebounder in his career. He's not quite in the 2010 category for his career. But boy, Greg, he's close.
Yeah, I mean, good athleticism, that big wingspan, and not an overly physical player, but very instinctive on the backboard. And when it comes to scoring, particularly from that mid-range area, he can do it all. Checking out the numbers for Whiteside, this past month he's really set himself apart. 16th in blocks. And don't forget, top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
And yeah, you see what he's been doing all season. I mean, always threatening to put your shot in reverse and do it in style.
Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Indiana. Ellis against Wade. Ellis kicks to Hill. Out to the wing. Pick up by Hill. Wide open look. It's hauled in by Thomas. The Heat have gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. T-Wade on the wing. Defended by George. Here's Bosh. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Detroit, where they'll face the Pistons. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. And it's Wade in the corner. Back to Chalmers. Whiteside, a screen on Hill. Chalmers against Hill. Shot clock at 6. Whiteside sets the pick for Chalmers. Cannot hit, so the Pacers will take it the other way. To the wing on the left. Shoots from the corner, and there's Miles. That's good on the assist by Hill. Miles has got 7 points here in this quarter. Miami's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Bosh kicks to Wade. Back to Bosh. Feeds to Thomas. Good ball movement here by Miami. Got a piece of it. Stolen by George. dishes it to Miles for the lead, and it's Miami with the rebound. Whiteside's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's Hill. 5 points in the game. In the corner, George with it. Thomas with the steal. And now Chalmers pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. For Miami, they have converted 7 of 11 free throw attempts up to this point in the game. And the first one at the line is good.
You know, for the Pacers last season, with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
Young's checked in for Hill. And then for Miami, Stoudemire comes in for Hassan Whiteside. And it's Dang in for Dwayne Wade. As for those dry spells you mentioned about the Pacers, G8, they had a number of long losing streaks last season.
Yeah, as a team, they had 4 different losing streaks of 6 or more games, and they got hot at the end. Season-high win streak of 6 to stay playoff relevant. It was just too little, too late compared to their losing streaks earlier in the year.
Ellis can't get it to go. The Heat with the lead. Outside Dang. Back to Chalmers. Dang passes to Chalmers. Noah. Excellent D there from George. Indiana's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. To the paint. Hill. And here's George for 3. Good. George has got 7 points. And Clark, a great competitive game so far.
Yeah, tit for tat. I mean, back and forth, plenty of lead changes, and excellent play.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Now here's Thomas. He's got 10. Dang with the bucket. Now here's Ellis. Outside, George. And there's the feed to Young. Rebound by Mario Chalmers.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Walsh kicks to Thomas. Back to Bosch. Puts it up from 15, and he knocks down the jumper. And now it's a 3-point Miami lead.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Pass to Miles. And Young kicks to George. He dishes it to Ellis. 6 to shoot. Hill sets the screen for Ellis. And it's Miami with the rebound. Bosch has got 4 rebounds in this game. Dang. It's rebounded by Ellis. Ellis has got his 3rd rebound tonight.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Chalmers passes to Bosch. Kicks to Stoudemire. And it's sent back by Hill. And here's Young. Ellis outside. Takes it off the glass. Ellis has got 16.
If you give him an inch of space, he's going to make you pay.
Chalmers with it. Left side Bosch. To the inside. That's good from Dang on the assist by Bosch. Dang's got 4 points this quarter.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
The pass to George. Screen by Ellis. Pass to Miles. It's Young on the wing. He feeds it to Ellis. And there's the foul. It goes on C.J. Miles. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. And some changes here for the Pacers. Turner's checked in for Hill. Lavoy Allen comes in for C.J. Miles. And it's Buttinger in for Monte Ellis. Green, he's checked in for Miami. 1:31 left to play in the third. Thomas dishes to Bosch. Thomas a screen. Green against Budinger. 6 on the shot clock. On the wing, Green. He's got 7.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one. Short stroke. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
And George, here we go. That's good. George has got 9.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop the layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Thomas against Young. Thomas gets the bucket.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
And George gets to Allen. Back to George. 36 seconds left to play here in the third. The Heat leading by 3. Thomas, he's got 12. He kicks it to Stoudemire, and that one is stuffed right through.
That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
George, that's good. George has got 7 points here in this quarter.
He's so tough to guard. He can fake you one way and then just spin right by you.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Heat out front. They're up by 3. And we'll have the start of the 4th quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And thanks for joining us again as the 4th quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Here's Dragic. Hill is out there with Budinger. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. Then there's Solomon Hill. And it's Allen in at the 4-man position. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Got a piece of it. And they'll keep possession. Right side, good. And here's Budinger. Hill, a screen on Wade. And Budinger kicks to Hill. And again, it's Indiana converting. The Heat leading by 3. Inside. And it's Wade. That time on the assist by Dragic. Dragic has got 4 assists in the game. And so it's Indiana with it. Hill passes to Budinger. On the wing, Hill. There's a screen. Hill kicks to Allen. Indiana moving the ball over. Mahinmi. And that one goes long. The Heat have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. Wade dishes to Dragic. Back to Wade. Tries again. Here's Whiteside, and he bangs it home with one hand.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
Guys, that's the only way he knows how to do it. Soft, I don't even think is in his vocabulary.
So it's the Pacers now. The Heat getting the bucket. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Mahinmi. And he makes no mistake on the second dunk.
And that's a huge play. I mean, they need more like it because second chance points are going to be key in this game.
Probably so. That's usually a crucial element to any comeback.
Yeah, and if you look at it, had they been converting those second chances all along instead of waiting until now, who knows?
Here's Dragic following the score by Indiana. And he converts the layup.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they had.
Here is Hill after the made shot from Goran Dragic. Budinger, the pass to Hill. The dish to Allen. And Budinger kicks to Hill. Pass to Mahinmi. Allen inside. Nick Roberts there. Mahinmi dishes to Hill. Feeds to Budinger. Outside Hill. Pass to Allen. And it's Miami with the rebound. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. It's stolen by Hill. Look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Hill passes to Hill. Dishes to Allen. They set the pick. Outside Hill. The feed now to Budinger. Launches it. Wade with the defensive effort. The Heat leading by 7. And it's the Heat on the break. Wade with the ball. Winslow kicks to Wade. Whiteside sets the pick for Wade. Wade double team. Here's Whiteside. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. And the Heat lead by 9.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
Greg, you can feel the sense of urgency they have to get this thing closed out as soon as possible.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all of those points coming in the paint. They've got to show more resistance there.
Up with Doris from the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Frank Vogel had to say to his team. He is not pleased with the score and implored them to try to make a push right now, saying, "We don't have time, fellas. If we can't make a dent soon, I'll have to pull the plug." Pretty blunt, Kevin. Back to you.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. C.J. Miles. He's checked in for LaVoy Allen. And it's Ellis in for Hill. Here is Miles. Hill up top. And that one's good.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off just sensational stuff.
Wade outside. Outside a screen. Wade kicks to Dragic. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. And one of Goran Dragic's greatest traits, Greg, excelling in the open court. High energy point guard. A lot like you, speed to burn, very smart guy, coveted by many.
He really is. And, Kevin, he transitions from defense to offense as quickly as anyone in the league, a la Tony Parker, except he's also equally adept at facilitating for others and spotting up for the three, or just taking it to the rack himself.
The Pacers making a switch here. Stuckey's checked in. So he picks up just one from the line that time.
And, you know, back to Goran Dragic, many of his transition opportunities start with his aggressive defense. Very active with his hands, has the instincts to jump passing lanes, the long arm, to pick off passes. Suddenly, when he gets a steal, he's off and running.
Miles, that's good.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the flow.
The Heat leading by 6. Outside a screen on Hill. And it's Dragic off the drive from deep. Thomas. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Dragic has got 5 assists tonight.
And talking about Goran Dragic, the one thing he has to be careful with is being over-aggressive on D. Reaching for steals makes you susceptible to blow-bys and escape dribbles, and that can lead to uncontested layups and dunks for your opponent.
Mahinmi's shot is good.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now here's Anderson. He dishes it to Thomas. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Thomas got the lead back up to 9 now for Miami. The Pacers have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Dragic against Hill. Buries the long-range jumper.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now here's Dragic. Thomas is screen on Hill. And it's Dragic off the drive from 13. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. That's 12 points now in the game for Hassan Whiteside. Pacers trail by 8. Stuckey outside. Pulls from the top of the key. Ellis can't get it to go.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Here's Hill after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. Here's Ellis. Shoots from 12. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
Outside Thomas. Here's the screen. Wade on the wing. Here's the 3. Wade missing again. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Hill with it. Wade picks him up. Ellis with the screen for Hill. Kicks to Ellis. It's back to Hill. On deep. The shot misses. The Heat go the other way with it. Wade outside. Outside a screen. Now here's Dragic. Tries it from 9. Right side. Chip back in for 2. And the Heat lead by 12.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
Now here is Hill from deep Miles. And it's Miami with the rebound. Thomas got rebound number 5 here tonight. And the pass to Dragic. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Checking out the game Goran Dragic is having. He has 9 points and 6 assists.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Miami.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
Another thing they've done tonight well is share the ball. So many of their points have come off of good, crisp passes.
George is checked in for the Pacers. And Miami with a change here, too. Bosch is checked in. That one is no good.
And that's an important rebound, especially on a night where the board work has not been their best.
But they're still in this one, fellas. Can they pump it up a notch here in the clutch?
Excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
Outside Dragic to the middle and taken away by Ellis. Here's Hill. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 4 assists in the game.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And the shot is good. And it's now 22 points for Chris Bosh.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Chris Bosh really making a difference here.
He's been attacking the rim with reckless abandon. They're searching for answers. Some way they got to figure out how to contain him.
Pacers trail by 11. Ellis outside. There's a good screen. Hill has the open look. Again, missing Hill. Miami's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Here's Wade. And it's Miles with the rebound. Miles has got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And you know what? His mind's playing tricks on him right now because he's not going to live that one down easily.
Heat leading by 11. Outside Dragic. Passes it to Bosh. Inside. Here's Whiteside. Good. It's Bosh picking up the assist. 16 points now in the game for Hassan Whiteside. Indiana, they're working against the clock right now. And it's Ellis penetrating, and he makes good on the layup.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Miami's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Thomas kicks to Dragic. He feeds it to Bosh. 1:37 left in the fourth quarter. Misses from short range. Over to the left wing. Hill against Dragic. Hill dishes to Miles. And he gets it to go. Miles has got it back down to single digits for the Pacers.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, well, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Now, here's Dragic following the miss by Monte Ellis. Bosh, a screen on Ellis. And it's Wade penetrating. And the shot is good. And the Heat lead by 11.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Heat.
And Clark, their hard work on the glass paid off.
You know, they both are excellent rebounding teams. I thought it was a tough battle underneath both ways.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far. They've won 2 straight.
Yep, but 2 more to go before the end of the season. They'll obviously be very confident heading into those 2 games.
And while it's a team game, you can't win without guys showing up. And that was the case tonight for Whiteside. He was really important under the basket, making the plays down low and getting position to pull in rebounds.
Bosh passes to Wade. Whiteside sets the pick for Wade. Near the three-point line, it's Dragic. The basket good off the assist from Wade.
And they've just done a great job of keeping this crowd out of the game. And we're getting closer to victory. The crowd's getting quieter.
And there's not a whole lot for them to be cheering about anymore. I mean, their guys got it handed to them.
And they came out smoking here from beyond.
And, Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just keep letting them fly.
And so it's Miami winning this one. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Chris, tell us a little bit about the philosophy behind your game and how this team works so well together.
Well, I mean, it's just energy and belief. It's the belief system. You know, we all work hard. I work extremely hard, and you know, when I can go out there and just play and don't think about it and play with energy, you know, good things happen.
Chris, congratulations. Kevin, over to you.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Hassan Whiteside. No matter what they threw at him during the second half, it seemed like he had the answer and was able to find all the shots he wanted. And how'd you feel about his performance, Shaq?
When you talk about Whiteside, you're talking about a guy capable of putting up 20 every single night. We've seen him do that more than a few times, and he's going to keep doing it. His rebounding is fantastic. He's always around the ball. And his timing is outstanding. This guy has great shot blocking instincts.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.